This is my workspace, and this is the PC I use whenever I want to relax and play games. I've been using it for a long time, and to be honest, I was getting tired of looking at the same thing every day. Then an idea hit me. What if I turn this PC into a real aquarium? I'm going to build a complete ecosystem inside this case, one that can actually keep fish alive and thriving. Alright, let's get started.
Okay, let's go.
I'm not gonna lie, I have zero experience building an aquarium, so there's a very real chance this project could end in disaster. Hopefully it doesn't. Don't worry though. You'll find out how it turns out soon enough. Before I start taking this PC apart, I need a solid plan. Step 1. Rearrange the internal components to make room for the aquarium. Step 2. Figure out how to build a completely watertight fish tank inside the case. Step 3. Add aquatic plants and decorations to create a proper underwater environment. And finally, Step 4. Introduce the fish and see if they actually enjoy their new home. As you can see, there really isn't much empty space inside this PC. Trying to fit an aquarium in here without sacrificing the original hardware just isn't realistic. So instead of gutting the entire system, I'm only going to replace the bulky components with more compact ones and remove anything that isn't absolutely necessary. The goal is simple. When this project is finished, I still want this machine to be a fully functional gaming PC. The first thing to go is this massive air cooler. In its place, I'm installing a low-profile CPU cooler that's only about 5 centimeters tall. Next up is the graphics card. I'll be replacing it with a low-profile GPU, which is also only around 5 centimeters in height. I also removed all of those flashy RGB fans. Not because I don't like RGB, watch that, but because I need the space for something much more interesting. Now that I've finally cleared out enough room, I can move on to what is, without a doubt, the biggest challenge of this entire project. But then I ran into another problem. The motherboard was still too large, sticking out by about 3.5 centimeters. That's when an idea hit me. What if I swapped it for a mini ITX motherboard instead? And boom. Just like that, I gained a huge amount of extra space. Exactly what I needed for the next stage of the project. One thing is certain. This PC was never designed to hold water. It's going to need some pretty serious modifications. And now we've reached the hardest part. Looking at this empty space, can you already see the problem? My plan is to build an aquarium right here inside the case, fill it with sand and aquatic plants, and eventually have real fish swimming through it. I know, that's a pretty ambitious goal, and there's still a long way to go before I get there. The biggest challenge is the shape of the case itself. This isn't a simple rectangular box. I want the aquarium to stretch across both sides of the chassis, creating one continuous L-shaped tank. That means every measurement has to be extremely precise before I can start cutting any materials. For the tank itself, I chose clear acrylic sheets. They're thick, strong, and transparent, which should let me build a clean-looking L-shaped aquarium that's sturdy enough to safely hold water. Now, let's see if I can actually pull this off. Before I could move any further, there was one problem I had to deal with. As you can see, one of the side panels had a cracked acrylic window. Those spiderweb cracks looked terrible, so there was no way I was leaving it like that. The only option was to cut it out. Now, I'm not going to lie, this part was a little sketchy. One wrong move, and a piece of acrylic could have flown straight into my face. So I took my time and made sure to do it as safely as possible. With that out of the way, it was time for a job that was less dangerous, but a whole lot more challenging. I needed to carefully measure and cut 6 separate acrylic panels, arranging them in a way that would maximize every bit of space inside the case. The first piece was the bottom panel. I supported it with a few PVC foam spacers underneath, which gave it a nice solid foundation. Next came the sidewalls. I measured each panel individually and glued them together from the inside out. Before attaching each acrylic piece, I peeled off the protective film first. It might seem like a small detail, but once the panels are glued together, there's no way to remove that film afterward. To hold everything in place, I used super glue as a temporary tack. Later, I'd reinforce every joint with a waterproof sealant, so at this stage, I just needed the pieces to stay aligned. Then I moved on to the next side panel. One thing I paid close attention to was making sure every edge was perfectly flat. The tighter the joints fit together, the stronger the tank would be, and more importantly, the less likely it would be to leak. But after installing the second panel, I realized I'd created another problem. If I continued building the third wall, there wouldn't be much room left around the PC hardware. Over time, that could trap heat and cause cooling issues. Luckily, I noticed there was still unused space at both the top and the bottom of the case, so I came up with a new cooling plan. I installed 2 intake fans at the bottom to pull fresh air into the system, and 1 exhaust fan at the top to push the hot air back out. To power them, I tapped into the Molex power connector and connected the fan control cable to the motherboard. Perfect. Everything fired up exactly as planned. With the airflow sorted out, I could finally install the remaining acrylic panels and complete the aquarium enclosure. At this point, I noticed another issue. The inside of the tank was getting pretty cramped. If I glued the last panels in place first, it would be almost impossible to reach inside and apply the waterproof sealant properly. So I decided to seal every joint before closing the tank completely. One important thing to keep in mind is that this sealant skins over in about 30 minutes to an hour, but it takes a full 24 hours to cure completely. Only then does it reach its full strength and become safe for continuous contact with water. Even then, I wasn't quite finished. To make the tank as strong as possible, I added small triangular reinforcement pieces to every inside corner. They don't look like much, but they dramatically increase the strength of the tank when it's filled with water. And considering what's at stake if this thing ever springs a leak, I'd much rather overbuild it than take any chances. At this point, it was 11 p.m., and this was everything I'd managed to accomplish in a single day. There's still a long way to go, but I think that's enough for today. I'm going to get some sleep, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow morning.
2,000 years later.
Alright, I'm back. The first job today is cutting an opening in the top panel of the case. This will give me access to the aquarium later so I can add the substrate, aquatic plants, decorations, and eventually the fish. The reason I'm doing this now is pretty simple. When you cut into metal, tiny metal shavings go everywhere. If the aquarium were already finished, cleaning all of those fragments out of the tank would be a nightmare. So it's much safer to get this part out of the way first. Once that was done, I installed the final 2 acrylic panels, officially completing the tank. While applying the waterproof sealant, I also masked off the edges with painter's tape. It takes a little extra time, but it keeps the sealant lines clean and gives the whole tank a much more professional finish. With the last seam sealed, all I could do was wait. The sealant needs another 24 hours to fully cure before it's safe to hold water. While waiting, I headed out to pick up everything I'd need to decorate the aquarium. The first thing on the list was aquarium sand. Straight out of the bag, it was surprisingly dirty, so I gave it a thorough rinse with water first. That step is actually really important because it removes all the fine dust, helping keep the water much clearer once the tank is finally filled. After 24 hours, the wait was finally over. The sealant had fully cured, and the aquarium was now solid and ready to hold water. The first thing I did was pour all of the sand I'd prepared into the tank, then carefully spread it out to create an even layer across the bottom. With the substrate in place, it was time to start decorating. I had prepared a piece of driftwood that was already attached to 2 rocks, giving it a stable base. Then, using aquarium-safe glue, I attached several aquatic plants to the driftwood. It instantly made the layout look much more natural, and brought the whole aquarium to life. Next, I added a clump of aquatic Java fern, placing it neatly in one corner of the tank. It looked good, but something was still missing. To make the aquascape feel more natural, I added a few larger rocks to create some depth, almost like a miniature riverbed. Even then, I wasn't completely satisfied, so I scattered a layer of smaller stones around the base to blend everything together and give the substrate a much cleaner look. With the layout finished, it was time to move the aquarium back into the PC case. I wanted it in its final position before filling it with water, because once it was full, the extra weight would put a lot more stress on the acrylic panels. And now, the moment I'd been waiting for throughout this entire project. Time to fill the tank with water. To keep the aquascape from being disturbed, I placed a plastic bag over the substrate and poured the water onto that instead of directly onto the sand. The tank holds about 10 liters of water, and success! The aquarium stayed completely solid, with no leaks whatsoever. Once it was filled, it honestly looked like a tiny underwater ecosystem had come to life inside the PC. The next step was installing an air pump to provide oxygen for the fish. I also added 2 LED lights to brighten up the aquarium and really bring the whole setup to life. And now, the moment I'd been looking forward to the most, adding the fish. I chose Dumbo guppies for this build. Watching them explore their new home was incredibly satisfying. I couldn't stop smiling as they swam around the tank for the very first time. The aquarium looked amazing, but there was still one big question left. Would the PC still work? Let's find out. Oh my god, it boots. Everything powered on perfectly, and honestly, the PC's RGB lighting makes the whole setup look even better. It adds a beautiful glow to the aquarium, and I can even change the colors whenever I want. The best part is that my biggest concern never became a problem. Temperatures stayed right where I wanted them. The CPU hovered around 60 degrees Celsius, while the GPU stayed at roughly 40 degrees Celsius, even with the aquarium installed. I honestly couldn't be happier with the result. It's the perfect combination of a gaming PC and a living aquarium. I can get work done, feed the fish, and watch them swim around, all on the same desk. They're ridiculously cute, and I absolutely love how this project turned out. I hope you enjoyed it too. If you did, let me know what you think down in the comments.